Hey, what's going on, everybody? Tim with ENT Collectibles here. Gonna give you guys a deck profile for an Edison format deck. Today we're gonna go over Blackwings, the pure variant of the deck, and I'm gonna talk about some of the things that make the deck strong, and also, just get into the list itself. So why don't we go ahead and get started? All right, so play 3 Sirocco, obviously pretty standard. 3 Shura, 3 Bora, 3 Kalute. I also play 3 Blizzard. And then since this is the pure variant, not Value Turbo, I play 2 Value rather than the 3, although you could play 3. And then the 1 Gale because it was limited during that time period. And then to round out the monsters, I play 1 Dark Arm Dragon and 1 Gores. Some people don't play Gores, which I understand, obviously because you have the continuous spell card that is Black Whirlwind, and also Royal Oppression is pretty big in your deck. But at the same time, though, usually if you have Black Whirlwind or Royal Oppression, you're probably in a pretty good position to begin with. So these are for those situations where you don't. Plus, those are cards that people want to destroy, whether that be with their Dust Tornadoes, Heavy Storms, Phoenix Wing Wind Blasts, MST, what have you. Raikou, they're going to try to destroy those cards. And, so it's good to have this card. If you have them and you have the option, you can also wait on it and play this. For the spell cards, I play, several of the limited cards of Brain Control, Heavy Storm, Mystical Space Typhoon, Allure of Darkness. I think that's all pretty standard. You could also play Giant Trunade. And I play 1 of Book of Moon. And then I play the semi-limited Black Whirlwind. Obviously, the card's really great. And then I'm going to get into why I think this deck has so much power to it. I think it's the trap lineup that gives it so much consistency and power. The first one being the 3 copies of Icarus Attack. In the same way that in like 2014, 2015, Firelight gave Burning Abyss like just an extra edge over some of the other decks, Icarus Attack does that in this format. There's not a lot of destruction. Obviously, Mystical Space Typhoon's a limited card. There's not a lot of, monster destruction. Both Regeki and Dark Hole are banned. And then Torrential Tribute's at 1. So it's a very flexible way to, 1, fill up your graveyard and then destroy things. But also, you can do this in response to your opponent deprisons your guy. Okay, well, Icarus Attack. So now you're getting a 3 for 2. This card's just really excellent. It disrupts plays, it stops synchros, it does all sorts of things. The only thing you have to kind of worry about is obviously Starlight Road's a very popular card in this format. 2 copies of Dimensional Prison, and then 2 copies of Royal Oppression. For those who don't remember what Value does, Value in the graveyard is an activated effect that would then remove itself and another Blackwing monster to make a Blackwing Synchro monster, a special summon a Blackwing Synchro monster that equals those levels. That's all part of the effect. So basically, if your opponent was to use your Royal Oppression to negate the Value, it would, but Value is not a once per turn effect, so they can simply do it again. So this is one of the key reasons, obviously, why Blackwings has a great chance is Royal Oppression with the synergy of the graveyard. At some point, you're going to be able to special summon and your opponent won't. This deck's really good at simplifying the way that the game's played and simplifying the game state, right? So, you're using Icarus Attack, you have access to all the synchro plays that you need. You're really good at simplifying the game and taking it down to the bare bones, and then flipping a card like this and sealing the game off. Also play Double Bottomless. Card's very good. And then the three limited traps, Solemn Judgment, Mirror Force, and Torrential Tribute. And then I play the 1 of Starlight Road. You play a lot of Speller Traps, right? You're going to want to protect those guys. Also, the Blackwings have kind of a bit of a swarming element to them. So this card also is good against Torrential Tribute. On to the extra. Play Catastor, Magical Android, 2 copies of Blackwing Armed Wing. OG Super, let's go. Brio, Goyo, 2 Armor Master, 1 Black Rose, 1 Stardust Dragon, 1 Darkened Dragon, 1 Thought Ruler Archfiend, 1 Colossal Fighter, 1 Blackwing Silver Wind the Ascendant, and 1 Mistworm. So, yeah, pretty self-explanatory extra deck. I play 2 Armor Master just because, like, if I make one on value, I don't want to not have the option to have another one. Because the card has a unique ability that makes it very difficult to replicate. You don't want to not be able to have access to it. 2 DD Crow for the mirror match, or for the value turbo deck. Not as much the mirror, because the mirror can play as little as 1 value. Kaiku the Ghost Destroyer. Good against several decks. Light Sworn, Twilight, Diva Hero, value turbo. Smashing Ground, really good card against machines, really good card against Blackwing mirrors, really good against several other options decks that you have a hard time dealing with from a targeting perspective. System Down, a very good card in the answer to Machina. 3 Light Imprisoning Mirror, Skill Drain for Judgment Dragon, always good. Delta Crow Anti-Reverse, a trap card version of Harpy's Feather Duster, if you control Blackwing monster. And then obviously can play it from your hand if you have 3 Blackwings. So, excellent card. No-brainer to play on the side. And then also 2 copies of Deck Devastation Virus. One of the few decks that can play it so easily. I mean, Sirocco right there does it by itself. Deck Devastation Virus is just all around a very solid card, especially considering a lot of the other decks in the format have smaller guys. Play against Quick Draw, they got a lot of small guys, right? Play against, say, Value Turbo, you can deal with Raikos. Play it against Lightsworn, you can deal with Lumina, you can deal with Raiko, you can deal with those kind of guys. This card just has a lot of good applications against a lot of different things, and so it was just a no-brainer to play in this deck. Well, that is all she wrote on that. Thanks for watching. Of course, don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know what kind of Blackwing decks you would like, or what kind of Edison decks you like to play, and if you want to see any more profiles of different ones.